Next guest extended an invitation. With us now, California Republican Congressman Darrell Issa. We also want to mention that we've invited the Vice President to join us at her next availability here, and we have not yet heard back. Congressman, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Obviously, you have seen the situation at our border unfolding firsthand, and you have for quite some time. So what is the response you've gotten so far to the invitation you have sent to the Vice President?
Well, so far I haven't gotten any response, and oddly enough, I went on this past Friday with 4 Democrat members of Congress into Mexico. We went and visited with our Consul General, discussed the issues along the San Diego border, San Diego and Arizona border. So there's no reluctance by some Democrats, just not by that particular one. It's sort of amazing to me that she's, conspicuous in her inability to come to the border when in fact it is clear that we are a draw and that her message of don't come has been rejected.
So let's play what if. What if she does decide to pay a visit to the southern border? For instance, the portion of the border that she visited as a U.S. Senator, what would she see and how have the conditions changed?
Well, what you'll see is approximately 100 different countries have people from 100 different countries have crossed the border. So it's not just the 3 countries of the Northern Triangle. She's going to see that the message that's being sent based on the policies of this administration are clearly saying to a young man, don't come here looking for a job, bring a family and stay. And that message is, in fact, much more of a conflict than she might realize. If she hears that from the Border Patrol, hears their frustration that, in fact, we are going to continue to release people who cannot possibly support themselves, people who are coming as family units, because coming alone as a worker, which is historically what most people do initially, isn't working. And of course, you covered in the last segment, as the weather gets hot, many young children are not going to make it across the border alive. This really is a dangerous time, and it can be stopped. Returning to the policies that would prevent families from being encouraged to come would be a huge help. It'd be a help to the Border Patrol in their enforcement also.
Congressman, in addition to just showing that she sees it as a serious issue and a serious threat, as far as this being bipartisan, the calls for her to visit the border, your Democratic colleague Henry Cuellar has spoken out and responded to that new interview that she did where she said she didn't quite understand the question from Lester Holt, and he responded she has to understand. And he is making it out that it is very important for her to come and visit the border. How much longer can this go on, her not visiting the border? It's hard to fathom what her reason is for not doing so.
Well, it really is hard to fathom, considering the president gave her the portfolio, considering that she's already made that trip to Central America and to Mexico, and that it really is time for her to begin looking. First of all, if you're in South Carolina, you know why we're a draw to people around the world. It's not just what people are running from, it's what they're coming to. But if she goes to the border, she has an opportunity to learn what Henry knows as a border congressman, I know as a border congressman, Juan Vargas knows as a border congressman, which is that we've got to support the men and women that we've asked to keep the border safe and secure, to stop drugs from coming over, to stop human trafficking. There's a myriad of issues that are being complicated. So she won't just hear about migration, she'll hear about the frustration by the men and women of the Border Patrol in not being able to do the other parts of their job effectively.
And important that she acknowledge the emergency and urgency this is for those local communities. There are 180,000 plus border crossings in the month of May, about as the same in April and March, but bigger. Henry Cuellar says somebody needs to listen to our local communities. So we will see. We'll see what changes. We'll see when that is she decides to visit. Congressman, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
All right.